So as of right now, we know very little about the Master Duel game coming out in 2021. We hope it's 2021, but there are a few things the game needs to actually be good. So let's talk about it. So if you haven't seen already, I did a video a couple weeks ago talking about what the game could be, a simulator, TCG sim, or an actual game, and all of the logistical challenges and difficulties in trying to decipher what that could be, and how Konami would go around, making that game what it is. So if you haven't seen that video, link down below to that one. But of course, there are a few things the game does need regardless of being a TCG sim or an actual game, and let's go through them in this hopefully very quick video. First of all, crossplay. If this isn't a thing, then they've messed up. It's really one of the biggest reasons why Duel Links is so successful, because you can play with anyone on PC, mobile, on iOS, Android. We've had games like Legacy the Duelist, where you just, you can only play against people on the same platform, which is why that game, honestly, is a bit shit, because you can't play PS4 against Switch or Xbox against PC, and the PC and Xbox versions, respectively, are the most deadest. If the game is a console game, which I think it is, I think it's a PC and console game, I really do. If it's that, please, it's 2021, please have crossplay. I think given Konami Japan is working on it, they won't want to miss out that feature, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, this one is a big thing, especially if it is a TCG sim. So, you know what I mean? When I say TCG sim, I specifically mean we have all the cards in the game and we're playing the current format. We need a way to craft cards, or dust cards. Now, I don't think they're going to go down the route of being able to exchange any UR for any UR. Kind of like Hearthstone, I think they do that system. I think if they do anything, we'll get an MTG Arena style thing, where in each pack you get a wild card. And also, whilst opening packs, you get a token towards getting a wild card unlocked. What this would do is that means that you can then pick out any ultra rare, any super rare, any common from that same set, which is going to be the big asterisk, because other games let you pick out any card in the game. Why not let them choose a card from this set? Because they know they need to go into this set, and that's how they kind of rationalize it, in that they won't be losing out too much money by giving them, giving people access to cards only in that set, because you have to go into that set. That was really long-winded, but I feel like that's the only way I see Konami doing this system. Just based on things I've heard from Duel Links and other things, that's how I see it. Thirdly, replays. This is really important. It might not seem important, but it is. Legacy Duelist does not have this, and as such, the YouTube scene for this game is tiny, because no one is really going to sit through a 25-minute duel and just post it online. They're not. But if you play Duel Links, if you play YJ Pro, Edo Pro, or Omega, you have a replay system. You can very easily share your duels online, and they take about 2 minutes to recap the entire duel, which is so much more digestible for players, makes, content creators like Mega Capital G, Playmaker Duel Links, Duel Links Best Decks, all these guys that do replay videos, makes their lives a ton more easier, gets more eyes on your game, and of course is free promotion from casual creators. So yeah, it's you need it. Next up, especially if a straight simulator, this game needs official support from Konami, and by that I mean OTS Store should be able to run tournaments for this game and give out pricing. So basically, it needs to replace remote duels, but not fully, because obviously some people want to play with their actual cards, and I feel like that even after, this whole pandemic thing ends, they should still try and support remote duel as an option, because clearly it works. Clearly it's still fun to play with your actual cards in person. So this game having support for local tournaments to go in, maybe it's just like Duel Links, where you make a duel room and you go in and you do it that way. But Konami officially supporting, stores giving out, prize packs for placing well in tournaments via this game. If it is a TCG simulator and the meta game is entirely the same, makes a ton of sense. Now, being on that whole thought process of official support, we need, in this game, big KC Cup-like events. But not the KC Cup, because that thing is just it's too draining on a mental and a physical level, because you do have to grind out for like 72 hours in a row, and you just can't do that when your duels, your matches specifically, take like an hour. You cannot do that healthily. And so they need to take the bad parts from the KC Cup and Duel Links, throw them out the window, and just make a fairer, funner, but specifically a very, very big PvP event that can happen every so often that might, if they do intend to use this game, whatever it is, even if it's a simulator or not, if they want this game to be at Worlds, use that as a way to get players to qualify for Worlds. Do that, and repeat the success that Duel Links has, because that's one way to do it. Battle Pack drafts are a thing. Well, not even just Battle Pack, but just drafting in general. This is something that I've been asking Konami, the devs specifically. I've told them multiple times. This is something that would be really, really cool in Duel Links. Even if it's just an event, in Duel Links specifically, it would be really, really cool. But in MTG Arena, in Hearthstone, you have draft mode. And it's one of the best modes in that game. Now, what Konami could easily do, because those sets are on a set rotation, Yu-Gi-Oh! Isn't, they could easily make custom draft sets that change every season. And then you have a reason to invest into playing this season, because you could get some rewards from it, maybe custom themed sleeves, avatars, game mats, that kind of thing. But also, you would change up the card pool every couple of weeks. And so it's never really this stale thing in the game, and it's just something that you can treat as a big release. You could say, you know what guys, we're giving you these new cards in the draft card pool, have fun, let's see what you can do, and just giving more options, more side options to the standard PvP experience is always a very good thing. It's something Duel Links has tried to do, but they've never really kind of mastered. Of course, Legacy Duelist did try and do this with Battle Pack, but they didn't do Battle Pack 3, which was kind of annoying. But that feature never really went anywhere because, again, there was no crossplay, so you couldn't play when other people wanted to. I'd play people on my Discord, I was like, anyone want to play on PS4? And everyone was like, we have Switch and Xbox. Like, what are you going to do? Next up, we have manual chain orders. This might not seem like a huge deal, but in the TCG and OCG, it 100% is. If your card interactions don't work like you intend them to do, then you're just going to be confused, frustrated, and might, end up quitting the game because you've lost so many duels to these rulings that don't work how you expect them to do. In Duel Links and Legacy of the Duelist, you can't manually choose your chain link orders, which means for some reason, sometimes you might want Dark Magical Circle to go first or go second. You might want to protect Dark Magical Circle with something else, but in Legacy of the Duelist, it might say, you know what, we're putting the last thing first and then Dark Magical Circle second, so Dark Magical Circle get interrupted by something. Yeah, that happens. It's not fun when things don't work out as you kind of expect them to, and so this would be something that would, especially on the ranked scene, would really frustrate the core player base that are playing Master Duels. Really, really would. So Konami, please give us that option to you can either leave them as automatic like in Duel Links, you can have the auto mode on, or toggle on and give you manual chain ordering. That would be the best solution, and have it be a 50-50, if you want to do it, you can do it. If you don't, you don't. That's fine. Next up, a bit of a materialistic thing, we have new characters. Now, I personally think the game's going to be closer to Duel Links than anything like a TCG simulator, but if so, please don't just reuse assets from Duel Links, like they could just throw the Kaiba Yu-Gi-Oh! Renders in there and call it a day, which I'm kind of expecting them to do so, but if you are, then at least make some new ones. Add characters we didn't see in Duel Links. There are plenty you've missed out over the course of 4 years that could have been in there, playing from GX, from DM, from 5Ds. Bring them in here. Obviously, in this game, they won't be as important because they won't have skills. There won't really be many things exclusively tied to them, unless of course there are cards you can only get from unlocking those characters, at which point they definitely shouldn't be behind a paywall. I don't think they will be, but that could be an option for making the game free to play. Do not do that, but have characters like Noel Marek come in, or Grandpa Muto be the shop cleric, like in the old video games where he used to tell us, what cards are in stock and what deals there are. Have them be like that, and be integral to this whole world you're building in the game, and that could be kind of fun. Next up, ranked and casual play that actually work. Duel Links players, you'll know what I mean. Early on in Duel Links, hitting KOG, King of Games, felt like an accomplishment. But over the years, at least compared to games like Hearthstone and Arena, it's nowhere close. You just kind of sit and go, no, well, I'm going to go and hit COG this season. It's really easy to do. There really is no real challenge to hitting COG, and that makes me not want to hit COG. In a weird way, I'm like, I really just don't feel like doing it, you know? I don't feel like the investment is worth it. Sure, I can get some, you know, cool reward card that I can't use because they usually suck. The ranked reward cards now suck, but it's not worth it. So we need a system that is actually worth playing. Something like Hearthstone that gives you an actual rank and a title and shows you just how good you are compared to everyone else. Not just a leaderboard like Legacy Duels where you say, oh, I have the most wins in the game, because that's not a good record, a good indicator of how good you are. Just really isn't. But something like Hearthstone, like Arena, like Overwatch, where you are constantly working to get into a certain tier of competitive play, that would be really cool to have in Duel Links. In Duel Links, in Master Duels, ranked duels should also always be best of 3. Because I think in Legacy Duelist, you can do ranked duels, not in best of 3. Which is really weird because that's not a ranked match. It even says a ranked match and it's not a match. So, Konami, just make them best of 3. It's gonna take a long time, but if you're playing in ranked, you should be prepared for a long match. If you're playing casual, then casual can be a best of 1, because that makes sense to go out, just start testing against random players online, and see what happens with your deck. At that point, it doesn't matter. You're still going to be, you know, earning rewards for playing, assuming it's going to be somewhat similar to Duel Links, which if you're just trying to test out a deck, is fine. And of course, like in Duel Links, you could just play in duel rooms and have options to set the match system to the 3 if you're playing tournaments yourself. You know, you could do that, so that's fine. And finally, something that I want to see, not necessarily we need, is a Battle Pass. This can be entirely free to play. You know, there could be no benefit for paying for it. Or there could be, you know, a paid tier and a free tier. But the important thing is nothing in here will affect the gameplay, which means you can't have exclusive cards locked to this system. But what you could do is have alternative card arts, wild cards, currencies, and accessories all within this. Because then, at least if you do pull a wild card, then you can go and buy any ultra rare you want. And it would kind of be like paying from the shop, which is fine. But if you're putting cards you could only obtain in a battle pass or in anything, that's bad. It sucks in Duel Links when we have a selection box or we have a EX deck where you can only buy one of them with gems and the rest of them you can't buy. That sucks. That's a bad business practice for the overall player base. So please do not do it. If you have to do that, you know, a similar thing, just make the gem cost increase afterwards. Make it go from like 500 gems to 1,000 gems to 1,500 gems. And then then you say to people, you know what? You really should pay with your card because gems are important. So, yeah, but this battle pass could be synced or themed to the current ranked season. Could be synced or themed to current product releases. And in my opinion, a ranked season should be longer than 1 month. Because, you know, in the TCG, a ranked season is pretty much between banlist to banlist, which is what it should be. Yeah, that is my quick fire 18. It's long video again. What is this? Long video on Master Duels, the new game coming out hopefully in 2021. Let me down below what you think will happen or what you want to see in the game when it comes out, but also what features the game should have. Otherwise, it would be a complete failure. Let me know down below. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next Yu-Gi-Oh video. See you then.